without further ado, this is Selections from the Music Man!
For the merchandise, cash for the button up,
Cash for the cotton goods, cash for the hard goods,
cash for the soft goods, cash for the fancy goods.
cash for the noggins and the piggins and the birds.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? You can talk, you can talk, you can pick it, you can talk, you can pick it, you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, pick it, you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, Nate, no, Nate. You gotta know the territory.
Ever meet a fella by the name of Hill?
Hill,
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 Hill.
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 No,
Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute.
never heard any salesman hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory. Know the territory? What's the fella's line?
Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute.
Never worries about his line, never worries about his line. For a doggone thing, he's dressed up. Same feet bellowing and big old brains go necking on the ripcord every time a bull guy fails. That's Professor Harold Hill. Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line. What's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? He's a music man. He's a what?
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells cornets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and a ragtag drums and a big brass bass, and the piccolo in uniform too, with the shiny gold braid on his coat and a big red strap gun. Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Handling picks, brass, and here and there two tarps. No, the Philadelphia band, boys band. I don't know how he does it. But he lives like a king, and he dallies, and he gathers, and he flexes, and he shines. When the man dances, certainly boys, whatever. The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly boys, whatever. The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
Grammar City, across the state line in Iowa, population 2,200 slow.
All right, well, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never seen him in my life, but I do know this much. He's given every one of us a black eye. After he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and rode out on the city limits on a rail.
Why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
In order to sell the band instruments and the instruction booklets and the uniforms, he's guaranteed to teach the kids to play and to form the kids into a band with himself as the leader.
Should I be here when you pass around? Up with him?
Well, I won't be on this trip, not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Hill wouldn't try to sell to these neck-bowed Hawkeyes out here.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I dropped it. mention it again.
You really have to give Iowa, Hawkeye, Iowa, Dubuque, Des Moines, Davenport, Marshalltown, Big City, Hayward, Ames, Clear Lake. Lots to give Iowa a try.
Mr. Squires, yes, I'm interested in a rig for Sunday if you could accommodate me.
Then I expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring rigs, who is late as usual.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcel!
You old son of a gun, what? But Greg,
Professor Hill's the name. Harold Hill.
but Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't you let me know you was coming?
Well, I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You were a pretty big slicker when you were in the business with me.
Too many close shaves to where you work. Besides, I got myself a nice comfortable girl. Ethel Toffenmeyer, boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So what's the pitch? You're not back in the band business again? I thought you was in steam automobiles.
Well, I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Yes. Now give me the lowdown here, Mar.
You never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn islands, Greg. Besides, you got a step-up music teacher who'll expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's the librarian. Female.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. Now you're gonna start.
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance, and then my next stop will be to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City ain't in no trouble.
Well then, I have to create something. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. You remember. Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiard bar to put on a new pool table.
They've never had a pool table here before?
Nah, only billiards.
That'll do. Will you either close your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or do you want to aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community? Well, you got trouble, my friend. You got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, shouldn't be mighty proud to say it, or is mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with you in my hand are gold. Help you cultivate porcelain, and a cool head and a keen eye. Now, friend, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pots on the table, pockets to mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a castle, B and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're looking around that hall that we trying out people, trying out Cuba, trying out tailor-made like cigarette fiends, and bragging about how they're gonna cover up the telltale breath with sense and one fine night. They leave the pool hall and gonna dance with the armed liberty, Skylarwood, the ragtime, shameless music of the Jaguar Sun, and your daughter, the arms of the jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the adult brain is a devil's playground trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We've surely got trouble.
We've surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones tomorrow after school.
Our children gotta have more trouble.
Mothers of River City. Need that one before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers? Below the knee, are certain words creeping into his conversation. Words like, well, I swear, and so should man. Well, if so, my friend, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With the castle, T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We've surely got trouble.
We've surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
With a T.
Capital T.
Gotta rhyme it with P.
With P.
And that stands for pool. Did you drop your...
No.
Didn't I meet you in...
No.
I'll only be in town a short while.
Good. Hello, Mama. Hello, dear. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute. Yes, ma'am. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town. Oh? I never saw him before. Did he say anything? He tried. Did you say anything? Mama, of course not. All right, Amaryllis, now your exercises. Pray to be a little slower and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear. If you don't mind saying so, it wouldn't have hurt to find out what the gentleman wanted. I know what the gentleman wanted. What, dear? You'll find it in Balzac. Excuse me for living, but I've never read it. Neither has anyone else in this town. Now you go again with the same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart. Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice. But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should you take advice from you? Even if you can't put balls on the case, you're all of your idle grace. Mama, if you don't mind saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject. No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about that stranger. What stranger? The suitcase playing your very nice dance. Mama, do you think I allow a comic fashion? No, really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention. I know all about your standards. If you don't like the sense, there's not a man in life who could hope to measure up to that then called vanity. That is no wonder. You can go to yourself, and if your Irish imagination I was down is in the library full of books. Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard. Thank you. Can I have a drink, please? May I have a drink, please? Yes, dear.
Is that a way to walk into the house? Hello. That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss for my boy. That lady over there is your sister.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you come? I'd especially like it very much if you'd come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to a party. Are you going or aren't you? No. No what? No, thank you. You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his list. He's ashamed.
We all know about his list, dear. Well, Winthrop,
Bet he won't say it.
no, thank you. Amaryllis.
Amaryllis. Amaryllis. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
It's not only because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me, but I do to him. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Sleep tight.
There, darling, you have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never want an old maid like you.
For the time being, just say goodnight. My someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your cross-hand piece. Now I may play my cross-hand piece. Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone. Sleep tight, my love. Our star is shining its brightest light. For good night, my love. For good night. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they may. Now good night, my someone. Good night. Good
Thy banners may tear and ye tremble, land born by the red, white, and blue.
Inside of the Madison Gymnasium, Mary Shin announces the 4th of July exercises. The Wakan girls perform, and of course, Mrs. Eulalie Shin steals the show with her ridiculousness as usual. Tommy Delis puts to stop her crazy with a firecracker at her feet. She's okay, and everyone remembers the terrible situation in Kansas. Mary Shin's new pool table is causing a stir because of Harold Hill. Will the school board ever stop bickering about the weather? Will the pool table be the downfall of this sleepy little town?
We hear there's a pool table in town.
That's what I heard.
Now wait just a minute. Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Let's protect our children.
Yeah!
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah!
Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure. May I have your attention, please? Attention. I deal with troubled friends with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize a university boys band. Brrr! Oh, please, my friends, how can any pool table hope to compete with the gold trombone? Ra, 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 ra. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come a-tumbling down. Well, a band will do it, my friends. Yes, I mean a boys' band, do you hear me? I say Ripsy's gotta have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and remember she's gonna have her boys' band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals, and you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, the shimmer of trumpets. Tan-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed. When Gilmore, Liberante, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like reeds that were formed of every shape and kind. Now copper bottom, timpani, and wash platoon, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell, euphoniums, and big bassoons. each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering, louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters would improvise a 4-octave higher than I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No,
I've got some wonderful comers over at the hotel if you...
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of '05.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Mrs. Harpoon, do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I'm not sure if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your boy has the same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, by George, not that he could ever really be great, you understand, but...
Oh, is that so? And in the name of Saint Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. Oh, Clark, oh, Mendez, oh, Clean.
But Professor, we are Irish.
No, really. Well, that clinches it. Sign here, Mrs. Paru. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine. That will be $7 earnest a month. Nothing more due until the first installment, payable at opening of band practice. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Paru. And of course, I'll need the boy's measurements for his band uniform.
His uniform?
Well, hello there, son.
Would it have
A stripe! Certainly, my boy. A wide red stripe on each side. What do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse him, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. If you get him to perform in the band, it'll be a miracle. Where are you from, Professor?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
She now.
Gold medal class of '05. Hello, Miss Paru.
Mr. Hill,
Marion, he wants to put Winthrop in the band.
do you burst in on everyone's home like this?
Marion.
We're not interested.
Now, why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
You'll have to excuse her, Professor. She's not really.
Oh, please. I'm sure that at heart she's as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, Mrs. Carew.
Good day to you too, Professor. Marion Peru!
Has he gone?
I hope not forever, darling. Don't you ever think of your future? Gary, Indiana, the conservation class of Art 5. Now, darling.
Now, Mama, the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling. But it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in the other, you won't strike much of a fire.
Mama. Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down.
Now, what are you up to? Who needs a book at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Who's wrong? The Wells Fargo wagon's just coming in from the depot. The Wells Fargo It could be the band instrument.
Coming down the street, oh please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday. In March I got a great macadam. And once I got some grapefruit from Papa.
Montgomery Woods in the bathtub and across
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. Is it a prepaid surprise or COD?
It could be curtains, 4 dishes, or a double boiler. Or it could be.
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be.
Something special.
Something very, very special now.
Just for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how. I can never wait to see. It could be something for someone who is no related, but it could be something special. Just for me.
Wells Fargo wagon, keep it coming. Wells Fargo wagon, keep it coming. Wells Fargo wagon, don't you dare to make a stop until you stop for me.
It's the band instrument.
Here you are, Winthrop.
My cornet. Gee, thanks, Professor.
Men, you will each receive individual instruction in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuet in G. La di da di da di da di da.
La-di-da, la-di-da. Sister, I never thought I'd see anything so scrumptious as this scrumptious solid gold thing. Oh, sister.
Professor, I've never seen Winthrop so happy. Thank you.
My pleasure, Miss Carew.
Start up, Mr. Washburn. Wait to see you, says Professor Hillstyles.
All right then, what'll be?
The Shabooty!
Shabooty!
No one looks at the purpose, it's usually not touchy. No one looks at the family, anything but touchy. But we'll wait till the sun comes down, and with clouds hanging on the ground, he's where his daddy's found. He is
The girl who taught you dance. But you can't get her yet.
Shaboofy, 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 the girl who taught you dance. Shaboofy, 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 but you can win her yet. You can win her. Shaboofy!
I think Mayor Shin behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
A man can't dodge the issue every time. A little personal risk is involved. Oh, what does the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths. The brave man, only 500.
I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet, mother of pearl keys.
I'm sure it's fine. He tells me about some think system, that if he thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
Now, Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. Now, I cannot discuss these things here in public, but if you'll allow me to call, when may I call?
Why, any night this week.
Marion is quickly assaulted by the Piccolino ladies, also known as the wives of the school board. They can hardly believe Marion Prue was possibly found a felon. Doesn't he know about her scandalous past? Why old Mr. Madison died and left him the entire library? Why would he do this? Does the famous Harold Hill know about her fondness for dirty books? The woman reads Balzac for heaven's sake. Maybe Mr. Hill can make an old man an honorable woman after all.
Mama! Winthrop, where have you been? Fishing with Harold. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana, and he said he'd take me there someday. He taught me a song that hardly has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me when. If you like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on the Delegate's location, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that's like my face. Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. Not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. My home sweet home. I'll be back in a minute. I have to show Amaryllis my live frog. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Leave the dishes. I'll do them, Mama.
piano teacher in town?
Yes.
And you must know about this fella Hill forming a boys' band around here.
Yes.
Well, don't let him worry you no more. I got the goods in him in spades. This swindling two-bit thimble brigger. I'm Chester. Number 8 only makes 15-minute water stop.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Callow. Anvil, salesman. Just ran out and I protect the good name of traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake. Old lady's covers corset. That man's been a raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of a music teacher are you? You gonna see through him? He's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director in his scholastic...
Wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard a note, a music from any band?
No.
But nothing, girly girl. That man's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
You'll never make that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir, I gotta leave word about that fellow Hill, and I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
I never met a man who sells anvils. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils are only limited skill, you know. What am I doing? I'm gonna miss that train and get fired. I gotta leave word about that fellow Hill.
Leave word with me.
Oh, you're tin type. How do I know you'll deliver these letters?
Try.
Well, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That man's got a girl in every county in Illinois. That's 102 counties. Not counting the piano teachers like you he coaches up next to to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you seem to last of me, girly girl.
Marion, dear, who was that you were just talking to? Why, Professor!
Mrs. Harry. Miss Mary.
You two come sit up. I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some more.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call.
Professor Hill, is it true that you... What I'm trying to say is, I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so Mother and Winthrop and I would have some security. Surely you don't believe
Of
that...
course not. That's exactly what I'm saying. Now, why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors of traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Just that... But of course it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to... I mean, take you, for example. Your attentions to customers and, well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now, honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And so you say, if another salesman or somebody were jealous, I mean, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Of course.
It just proves you should never believe everything you hear, doesn't it? I mean, if you discuss things...
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But might we do it sitting down? You do sit. Your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
We could also sit on a large hollow log over at the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk. Meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Please, some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian. Pile up enough tomorrows, and you'll find you collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterday. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today Work, remember. The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! What? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and saints be praised. It works!
What does?
The thing system. I've been using it on you from the parlor.
He's had his hand in every one of your wallets. Yours, mister. Yours, madam. And yours, little lady. Ever since the first moment you arrived in this town. There's one documented and you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band. There never will be any band. And there never has been any band. And if you don't hunt this man down right now like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town. Townspeople, I call on you. Help me find him. Find him! Go, go, go!
He went that way!
Fine! Harold! Help! Or everybody's going to get future dreams! It's over there! Go, go, go!
Okay, hi!
Where is he? Where is he?
Jay, some great guys going all over town, spilling everything.
Go get the rig.
Okay.
What time's the freight go?
9:40.
But it's not even 8:30 yet.
Listen, you want a turtle girl around here, give you some kind of tap, go ahead, but...
Don't worry, Mom. I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Nah, I don't mean that kind of late. I meant that you were, well, I'd say about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh,
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I wouldn't be the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been selling you anything?
No, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
It's what we call giving.
Oh, yes, you have. There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you.
lot of things you don't know about.
Greg, hey Greg.
Expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it.
What now? Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
Well, I had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
She look like she's so off balance you can't tell her from a capital in a hurricane.
Go get the ring. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to go into that just now, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first came here.
Oh, about what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory, gold medal, class of '05. Harold, there wasn't any Gary Conservatory in '05.
Why, there most certainly...
Because the town wasn't even built till '06. I'll see you at the sociable.
You knew all along?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came.
Why, you live.
Winthrop?
Now, wait a minute here, son.
I'm not your son. Leave go me.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You won't tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
Would too. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Leave go me, you big
No,
liar.
now wait a minute. What's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now I'm bigger than you and you're going to stand here and get it all, so you might as well quit wiggling. Now there's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band. Just here to quit moping around all day, feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, the other thing isn't any of your business now that I think of it.
I wish you'd never come to River State.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe every word he ever said. Wait, every kid in this town walked around here all summer and looked and acted, especially you, and the parents too. Does Mama wish he'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. Now go, Harold, please.
Go on, Professor. Hurry up.
I can't go, Winthrop,
Why not?
because for the first time in my life, I've got my foot caught in the door.
Did he run? No, he really did have his foot caught in the door. Even after all of the accusations of Mary Shinn about client corruption, even though he really hasn't taught those boys much more than how to sing a little tune. Even as he's being arrested, he decides to test the sing system to save himself in order to stay with Marion. Let's see how it ends.
Constable, wait!
Oh, please, you're gonna listen to this? After everything he's done?
Think, man. Think.
River City is safe.
fabulous directors. We could not have done this without all the people, especially them. And so we brought you something special.
Now, thank you guys. Really, you're adorable. However, there are a couple more people that need to come up. So, Miss Burton, thank you so much. You guys, I wrote it in the program, but I kid you not. If you can ever come in and just watch this woman teach, you should.
Please do.
It's magical what she I cannot sing. I've never professed to try to, well, I try to sing. I try to sing a lot. I try a lot, but it's not pretty. But really, it couldn't happen without you. And I'm so glad that you were here. Also, Mrs. Lambert and Mrs. Truman, you gotta come up. Not only are middle school love stories hard, but they're really hard. And these mothers stepped in and gave them courage when they needed it, and really, really helped. And did you see the wagon? That's all Lori Truman. Thank you so much for coming and for all of your support. Have a fabulous, fabulous night. Thank you.
Mrs. Short, if I'm not mistaken there, that looks like
Ice cream.